Maddie. Hi, welcome back to another video. I'm gonna start by flipping through these really neat antique vintage art books that I found while going through an old bookshop with two of my closest friends. This first one is in German or something, and it has an obituary folded into the front, which felt like a very strange and surreal and interesting find. But really what I'm doing right now is I'm flipping through these two books, hoping to find something that I might do a little art study of, maybe replicate it somehow, but also just want to marvel at what an amazing find this was. Old things have such a special feeling to them. There's so much life associated with an old book, an old camera, an old photograph, just these relics from another time. And I find it very special. I mean, what more could I mean by that than even finding like an obituary folded into one of the pages? I'm flipping through this beautiful book and I'm hoping to just find something that I can paint today. This last couple of months have been really rough for me for personal health reasons. I had some unexpected things come up and have been kind of on the mend. And so my friends visiting came at the perfect time. I think that part of my recovery going so smoothly was, well, I attribute it to having two extra people in town who fill my life with so much love and joy. And I really feel like them visiting was the balm that I needed after what has been an insanely trying time. Friendships are so important to me, and the concept of friendship always kind of has been. I feel like friends are family that I choose along different stages of my life, and it's very special to grow alongside friendships and see where life takes you and hope that as much as possible it continues to bring you together. Right now I am just kind of choosing colors that I plan to use for my painting, and I'm choosing like a primary color that I'm going to mix them all with to create like a more harmonious effect. And based on looking at the image that I chose, I think this yellow ochre will do a really good job of muting the colors, adding like an aged earthiness to them. So that's what I'm fiddling with here. I'd also like to add some context. This painting, I think I spent, well, there was almost 2 hours of footage start to finish. I say that because I know for me, you see this 12-minute, 15-minute YouTube video, and there's some part of your brain that feels like you could or should be able to do the same thing in such a short amount of time. But I'm like super editing this. I went through, again, 2 hours of hard work and footage to get what the final product ends up being. I think, especially for newer artists, when you don't know what to expect and you're only seeing the very trimmed down process, I think it's just helpful sometimes to lift the veil. Art takes time. Everything takes time. And it's not about needing to have the time to always sit down and do something very serious, but sometimes just moderating your expectations of yourself. If you only have 30 minutes, do something fun in 30 minutes that you can be proud of. But I know for me, sometimes I only have 30 minutes maybe, but I want to do something that would realistically take me 4 hours to do. while I wait for the paint to dry, I'm still feeling a buzz of creative energy. So I just went off to the side and I'm using some oil pastels to do a miniature study of the same picture that I'm working on. I don't use oil pastels very often, like at all, and I only have a few colors, but I've seen a lot of artists lately who've been just in different pastel phases, and so I thought I would just do a little doodle to scratch the itch a little bit. Maddie's one of my friends who always watches these little art videos whenever I post them, and knowing that there's someone who loves me so far away, who takes the time to just watch my silly videos and listen to my silly rambles, always fills me with so much love. Makes me want to show my friends that I'm thinking of them too, in a sense, and even if it's just like this is a private love letter from me to her, there's something special about that, this hidden secret language that we share where I know she watches them, and so there's a chance for me to put little secrets in the video, something that maybe the two of us might pick up on. In this case, going through a book that we chose together is a way to feel close to someone who I wish I was so much closer to in a physical sense. But if I miss that proximity for the rest of my life, then I'll be extremely grateful to have had it.
She just bit me. She was licking my little feetsies and then she bit my toe. Oh, she's my best friend in the world. Look at her.
There's just something so special looking at this old book, thinking about like the life that some of these objects have lived. I guess sometimes it's also worth it to think about, yourself as an aging being that gains experience and value and wisdom as you go through. Not to say that you're more valuable when you're old, for sure, but thinking about the duration of, for example, my friendship with people like Maddie and Ben, thinking of the different people that we've already been since meeting a few years ago, and the curiosity that I feel about wondering who else we might become in this grand lifetime of ours. I know that people often say that life is short. It is, in a practical sense. But in an emotional sense, sometimes it feels very long. Which is why it's so important to fill your life and your space and your time with people who help it feel like a fulfilling moment on this earth. And I hope that I can just continue to look onward in this timeline with adventure and curiosity, and look at both my life and the lives of my friends as something that I am interested in seeing where it goes. So thank you for the inspiration for this video, Maddie. I love you so much.
I'm actually pretty tired, so I think there's still more I could do to deepen some shadows and values, but I mean, ultimately this is just like a study, you know? I had some free time and just wanted to have some fun, and I have had my fun, so, you know, perfection is the enemy of fun, or whatever they say, because I don't really want to do this anymore, so I'm gonna call it. This was great. And I think I'm going to do another one in the future, maybe one that is like a bit more challenging. This one actually is not too far from how I paint landscapes anyway, so I don't think that I really pushed myself to learn a new skill with this, but I did have fun. I've been in the mood to paint like a nice landscape, so mood fulfilled. So thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time, and I'll see you next time.